Welcome back, designers. So a couple of weeks ago, I talked about 3 things that you don't need to be a graphic designer in 2020. This week, I want to take a different spin on this and talk about 3 things that you do need or that you should be doing if you want to be a graphic designer, or if you even want to start looking at graphic design as a career in 2020. So I thought this was a little more friendly than me leaning in and telling you what to do. So that's how we're going to run this one this time. Now, my first point here, I want to talk about niching down. You're going to hear this term a lot. I've talked about it on my podcast. I think I've even mentioned it a couple of times on this channel already. But whether you're new to design or you've maybe been in this game for 15 years, niching down is not always the best thing, especially when you're first starting out. I spent quite a few years as a generalist. We would do web design, graphic design of pretty much anything, brochures, business cards, posters, billboards. If a client walked in and needed like a full-size body image of themselves holding a sign, we would do it and we'd find a way to print it. I'm really happy for those years. I'm glad I had those years because it allowed me the opportunity to understand exactly where I wanted to be at this point in my career. Let me put it to you this way. Think about Baskin Robbins, 31 flavors of ice cream. Well, if you've only ever tried chocolate, how do you know that's your favorite? Maybe old-fashioned butter pecan or honey almond is actually your favorite ice cream, but you're never gonna know if every time you go there, you just keep ordering the chocolate. Now that analogy splits both ways. So rather than making up your mind out of college or university, or if you're just getting into this as a freelance self-taught designer, and all you're thinking about is logo design, if you haven't tried to design business cards for a week or a month, how do you know that you're not going to enjoy that more than designing logos? Try a few things out, especially when you're first getting started. Or if you're feeling stagnated after 15 years in the industry of designing nothing but websites, maybe logo design would be a good switch for you. Now, this might not end up being a love at first design kind of thing, but you won't know until you try. So the second point is execute, and execute daily. Take at least 15 minutes a day. 30 is better if you've got it. And honestly, if you really want this, if you want to become a graphic designer in any niche, you'll find the time. Put down the Xbox controller, play that video game for 30 minutes less today, watch one less episode of whatever it is that you're binge watching on Netflix right now, and just execute. Now, what exactly do I mean by execute? Well, let's say you want to be a logo designer. Do something that's going to get you closer to becoming a logo designer, such as draw 5 logos. Go and read 3 blog posts that have to do with logo design. Let's say you want to be a hand letterer. There's amazing content on YouTube. So go and watch something by Will Patterson. He's got a lot of great tutorials. Seb Lester's another one, or even Ian Barnard. Top 3 that I can think of just off the top of my head, that hand lettering is their expertise. You'll learn a lot from them. What I'm trying to say is learn as much as you possibly can at every open moment that you have throughout the day so that you can get yourself that one step closer. Today's sketches might suck, but tomorrow's are going to suck a little less. And the day after that, they're going to suck a little less. And by the time you get through a month, 2 months, you're going to start to be able to see that improvement if you do it daily. Okay, quick sip and we'll get to the last one. Okay, so this last one is to join communities. Put yourself out there. There's a ton of different groups on Facebook that you can join. You've also got Discord servers, Slack communities, Twitter chats, and so many other options for finding like-minded individuals. Now, the point of this isn't to join a bunch of groups just because you say that, okay, I'm a logo designer, I'm going to join every logo design group that I can find. You're going to get out of these groups as much as you put into them. So going and joining a bunch of groups and just dumping a bunch of your latest logo designs that you've made or your latest UI projects that you've done and saying, here, look what I did, you're not going to get anything out of it. The whole point of these groups is to interact. Ask questions. Find out about the other designers. Don't be scared to be interactive with these groups. It's social media. If you're not going to be social, what's the point of being there? It just becomes a bunch of media. We spend hours and hours hunched over our computers, our keyboards, our tablets, drawing, perfecting our ideas, coming up with something new, trying to be innovative, and we forget about what community can do for us. I am just as guilty as anybody out there for this type of behavior. I was antisocial for so many years. Now I'm finding my community again, and I'm actually starting to interact with other logo designers. Now, over the next few months, you're going to see that this bookshelf back here is going to fill up with logo design, brand strategy, and other branding books, because that's the community that I'm a part of now. That's kind of where I'm taking most of my focus. I'm still going to continue doing the vector art because that's my passion project. That's something that I want to do. But from a business standpoint, I am going to be focusing more on the brand strategy and logo design end of things. For me to get there, I've been building community. I've been talking with other designers that are in this area. I've been signing up for newsletters, bookmarking websites, joining Facebook groups and other communities that are in the logo design and brand strategy market. You honestly can't do this alone. Get to know other designers that are in the niche or in the field that you're trying to get into. And if you're a generalist, get to know designers in every field. Build friendships, build that community, learn from each other, learn from the big names that are in this industry. By not building friends in this community, you're only going to go mad and start calling yourself the lone logo designer wearing a black mask. And that's not from personal experience. You're going to become a better designer because of it. If you didn't see the first video in this series, not that there's really a series, this is number 2, and I don't think it's going to go any further than this because I want to get back into tutorials starting next week. But click this link up here. This will take you back to the original video where I talked about the 3 things that you don't need to be a graphic designer in 2020. All right, designers, that's it for me. I got to get back to work. Now get out there and design something, and I'll see you in the next video. I need to clean my desk. It's a freaking mess.